Developed by a one-man team, The Life of a Magical Circle released on August 1st, 2023. The developer, Solidio, consists of a former employee of Digital Extremes who worked at the studio for over 6 years on things such as Warframe, before leaving in 2022 to form Solidio. The Life of a Magical Circle is the studio's debut title, and Solidio report that the game is about, quote, following your dreams and the distractions that tempt us away from that, end quote. While this is true, there is more to the Life of a Magical Circle than this, for better or for worse.
Life, death, rebirth. The eternal cycle.
Normally the first section of the game I would discuss would be its plot, but The Life of a Magical Circle doesn't really have a plot. Instead, the game follows the adventure of a circle, which the player controls. The aim of the game is to simply survive and not let these strange sentient triangles catch you. Through playing the game, the player encounters a range of different circles. Some of these will freeze objects, making them easier to avoid or collect, while others will shoot these little sparks that destroy objects you need to avoid. While all of this is happening, a narrator talks to the player, reflecting on their accomplishments and failings. Gameplay wise, the game is actually very simple. You control your circle either with the mouse or with a joystick on the controller, and basically avoid being captured or hitting the squares that block your path. Now, I played the game with both, but for me I found that the controller was the better option. I found the mouse input to be quite laggy, and it caused me to die quite a lot because I just couldn't move out of the way of obstacles quick enough. When the player dies, they effectively start the entire process again, as is common with roguelike games. What this means is that you'll be experiencing a lot of dialogue from the narrator, which sadly is the game's major flaw and a reason I didn't enjoy my time with it.
In the end, we will have to pay one way or another, my friend. Either for the pleasure we receive now, or for the satisfaction we are to receive later.
The narrator is someone who plays a crucial role in the game, unfortunately. The narrator is meant to come across as this all-knowing, deeply philosophical being. Sadly, they just come across as very poncy and pretentious.
I regret not having realized my full potential, but perhaps if I had, I would regret not having experienced the rest of what life has to offer.
It brings to mind flashbacks of my time playing Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy, just a subpar pretentious version. Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy was deliberately satirical. It mocked the player and presented these philosophical conundrums at the absolute worst of times to the level that it was comical. The Life of a Magical Circle is not comical. It takes the philosophical commentary seriously, which doesn't match the vibe of controlling a circle as it floats through a field of squares and triangles. One thing I will compliment the game on is its soundtrack and its audio design in general. The soundtrack was developed by Alex DeFrancesco and absolutely delivers. The soundtrack matches this magical cosmic aesthetic that the Life of a Magical Circle portrays, to an absolute T, to be honest. The sound effects when you start up, when you collect circles to assist you in the gameplay, all of it is perfect. However, that sadly is not enough to take away from my experience of the game, and the narrator specifically. The Life of a Magical Circle is described as, quote, a short and simple but challenging and thought-provoking experience that is intended for mature audiences of all skill levels, end quote. In reality, what we got is a short but extremely repetitive and pretentious feeling game with controls that leave a lot to be desired. The experience is one of an overly artsy game that feels very much like having a conversation with that person whose entire personality is drinking artisan coffee and visiting their local art exhibition.
Oh, my strange little friend, I beg you to learn from my mistakes. Do only what you were born to do, so that we may see which of us is better off.
Joking aside, the game takes itself too seriously, while also acting as if it isn't taking itself seriously at all. It's a very strange mismatch, and it shows. The only real plus side to this game, outside of its audio design and soundtrack, is the fact that as of February 1st, 2024, the game is now free to play. Even then, I still don't feel like this is one you need to invest your time into. Hopefully you have enjoyed this very short and sweet review of the life of a magical circle. If you're looking for other reviews, please do check out the channel. YouTube would have recommended some videos to you here on this end card. If you really liked what you heard, then make sure you subscribe. Thank you, and I will see you guys next time.